Good evening from a very wet Los Angeles, LA pipe smoker. Sitting on my balcony enjoying the first rain of the year with my first smoke in my custom-built mincer pot pipe. Not pot, but kind of bulldog kind of pot pipe. Smoking 7 Seas Gold, which is aromatic, kind of on the goopy side, but a pleasant enough smoke. You can see over my shoulder the kind of the damp streets. I was sitting in watching TV. Well, I could hear the pitter-patter of rain just start to fall and hit parts of the roof and the window, and so I turned off the TV and thought this would be an excellent time to go outside, break in my Custom-Bilt and smoke a little 7 Seas. And enjoy the first rain of the year. It's not supposed to rain a whole lot this year. It did last year. So I thought I'd enjoy it while it's raining this evening. Turn off the TV, go outside, and just enjoy the fresh air and the cool temperatures. Yesterday, believe it or not, it was in the 90s, and tonight it's in the 60s. I did make a video this weekend because I was with my students at UCLA. There was a model UN meeting, and everybody was having a wonderful time. It was a great weekend, long one for me. So, what was it about? Hello, Lucy. Lucy's decided to come outside and stand on my leg. Okay. Hello, sweetheart. At least you like the rain too. All right, I guess she's staying out of camera range tonight. She always likes it when it rains outside. Comes out on the balcony and sits and watches everything. Watches the cars. Listens to all the water. Hoping to catch a pigeon or something. I have no idea. I have no idea what goes through the minds of cats. At any rate, had a great weekend with the kids, about 8 hours each day at UCLA. Got a lot of walking in. There are different committees. My students' different committees were in different buildings at UCLA. If you're familiar with the campus, they were in Kaplan Hall, and Haynes Hall, Kinsey Hall, and Dodd Hall. I was walking around, got great exercise. Made me realize how much exercise I really need to get. Don't seem too much anymore, but I'm sure my doctor would be happy. Just tons of kids from all over the country and some other foreign countries, all having a good time, all debating world issues. And I was going around kind of a circuitous way, catching all my students giving their speeches, and just very impressed with the amount of decorum and thoughtfulness and respect that these young people were showing each other. They're really listening to each other and responding. Their questions made it obvious that they were really listening to one another, and I made me feel good. It was a really good experience. Well, one more week of school before our Thanksgiving break. Everybody seems to be in a pretty good mood. I've got the latest batch of essays piling up on my desk. And tonight, I graded a few. I leave a lot of responses on the essays. Typically, in a 2 or 3 page essay, I end up writing about 5 or 6 paragraphs of comments for the students, so it takes me a while to get through them all, but every time they write an essay, they turn it in, I give them the opportunity to rewrite it as many times as they want to for the grade that they want. The only caveat is that they have to sit down and have a conference with me so that we can go over the strengths and weaknesses of their essays to really help them learn to write well. Because, really learning to write well is really learning to revise well. A lot of students, wait till the last minute to write the essay, and then they turn it in. And sometimes they get good grades, but typically papers written that way end up getting about a C from me, and so a C, of course, is a very big deal these days. And maybe 1 in 100 first write will get a B or an A. It's a medical helicopter headed over to the Children's Hospital, or Kaiser. Some of the students appreciate the opportunity to rewrite the essay. Others find it to be a big hassle. But, writing's hard. Writing's a difficult, time-intensive task. And if you're really serious about getting better, you're going to have to do a lot of revision. So I really encourage that. On my syllabus, I make it pretty clear that 60% of the semester's grade is weighted on essays. And so for a semester course, I usually assign probably 3 or 4 essays of 3 to 5 pages. That keeps them pretty busy. Collect all of their work in a portfolio, and then as part of their final, they're to select one to rewrite and to present in a small group and discuss the revision process, so on and so forth, so they become more conscious of revising and rewriting and how that's shaping their writing, how that's shaping their proficiency. And it seems to work. what occurs to me on a regular basis is how so many teachers and instructors and professors don't really listen to the students. You know, for all the talk about helping young people enter into an academic conversation, it's remarkably one way, especially in college. You know, honoring the voice of students and being critical of them, you know, challenging them, but encouraging them to put their voice on paper. They all have opinions. They're all ready to speak their opinions. But when you have to write those opinions down, when you have to think about writing them down, they have to deal a little more in depth. I think that's a good thing. One thing that they seem to find surprising is using writing as a way of thinking about something. So instead of just thinking, you know, you actually put pen to paper and record your thoughts. It's a bit more laborious, perhaps, but it's amazing how quickly it clarifies certain things. Helps them start to form their writing, form their ideas. "32 years this June at teaching English. Seems like it's taken me this long to kind of figure out how to do this. You know, even with a degree in English, it doesn't teach you how to teach writing. That's something that is woefully lacking. But there's a lot of good books on the market these days. A lot of good writing pedagogy. You know, some of the classics. You know, Mina Shaughnessy, Errors and Expectations is a great one. Well, we're coming up. I wanted to do a short video this evening, so I think 14, 15 minutes qualifies as one of my short presentations. I hope wherever you are well, enjoying a pipe. And if you're any place in Southern California, should be enjoying a nice rain. Sorry I missed you this weekend, but nice to catch up with you in the middle of the week. Look forward to sharing a pipe and a bit of a chat with you again soon. Have a good night.